What's up guys? In this video I will talk about how to generate unlimited amount of content for any social media platform that you are currently running with your OFM model. Why is this important? I think we all have the problem before, if we're running an agency for over a longer time, that some models couldn't do content and that we wanted to post more and more content and many more accounts, but we just didn't have the content pieces from the model in order to do that, in order to scale her properly, because she's fucking lazy, whatever the excuse is from her side. We have a solution now for this, and in this video I will show you how to generate unlimited content, as I said before, for any social media platform, and I will also show you how exactly this is working and why it is working. Yes, let's first of all understand how the platforms are actually operating. Let me zoom into this here. First of all, obviously every social media platform has their own detection systems when it comes to using the same content over and over again. And especially, I don't know if you noticed, but when you look at some streamers, at the clipping industry and stuff like this, all those clippers, they're trying to make their content a little bit unique. Sometimes they're mirroring the video, sometimes they're putting in subtitles. And the reason for that is, or sometimes they also put a filter on it, is that they want to avoid those detection systems. And they avoid those detection systems in order with the uniqueness of their video, because they know, okay, if I'm posting the exact same video as 10 others now, it will not get any views because it's getting blocked from Instagram, TikTok, or whatever platform they are posting on. So the first thing which we need to understand is that there is detection systems and that there is ways to work around this. Obviously, making every video unique by yourself can be very complicated, and this is why we have a solution for this now, which I will show later on. What you also need to understand is that sometimes obviously you need for other platforms like Reddit, you need pictures which are a bit different, and there you cannot like put in a subtitle or anything like this. So you need to find for both things a solution. On the one side for the pictures, where you cannot just add a subtitle and stuff like this, and on the other side we need to find a solution for Instagram, and I will present you this solution now. And this solution is video/picture spoofing. Spoofing basically means that there is an automated system behind a software which is changing the pictures or videos in a way that detection systems cannot detect them anymore as a same video which has been posted before. They are actually putting on, as I said before, little filters, maybe cutting the corners a little bit and stuff like this, and this is causing that the detection systems of whatever platform are not able to detect it anymore. And this is very interesting to us, because let's just imagine we have right now one model which is posting on one Instagram account. What we can do, for example, now is take the video let's say we're posting on a daily basis on this model, and we take this one video we are posting on her main account and we create 5 backup accounts. Then we can spoof the main video, for example, 5 times, and we can post this spoof video on all 5 backup accounts and get extra amount of reach. We can, first of all, for example, mirror the video and then put the same text on it. This would be an option to mirror, to spoof it once, but this is like, as I said, and you can only duplicate one time. This is why spoofing is so interesting, because you can duplicate it basically as often as you want to. I don't recommend to do it too much. Like, I would say maybe spoof every video on Instagram 10 times. That will definitely work, but everything above, I tried before doing even more, and the biggest thing I was running was like 60 Instagram accounts, pushing basically the same reel on a daily basis. But I think the moment I went over like 40-50 accounts, I felt like Instagram is able to detect it, because what you need to imagine, the spoofer is setting some things by random. It is setting the amount of filter it's going to put onto it by random. It's going to set the amount of cutting the edges and all the other ways we are using in order to spoof those videos or pictures. And the moment you start repurposing a video so fucking often, like 50 times, of course it can happen that a version gets similar to another one. And this is why I recommend to not use the spoofer too much for each content piece. Use it on a decent amount, just make sure, and just also, you will see it by yourself. Let's say you start running 30 accounts, obviously make sure they are all warmed up properly. And then you will figure out, if you post on a daily basis with the spoofer, for example, how much videos are getting shadow banned, how much are getting reach, and based on that you can then make the decision on like what is actually making sense for me and my videos right now to get the maximum amount of output reach on, for example, Instagram or TikTok. And then based on that you can continue creating more or decreasing your amount of accounts. I will show you now how to actually do that, how to repurpose the content for either Reddit, for example. If you need pictures, you can obviously also spoof your videos you're posting on Reddit, or if you want to spoof for Instagram, or if you want to spoof for TikTok. One thing I haven't mentioned, what a lot of people also have, is they have a reel which performs extremely well on Instagram. What they're then doing is not posting this one again, maybe as a trial wheel or something like this. What I would recommend in those situations, spoof this reel one time, maybe try to place the text a little bit different again, and then post this video again. I'm hardly convinced it's gonna get reach again, and this is exactly what we are looking for, and this is what I can recommend you. I will now switch the tab now and go into the spoofer to show you how everything works there. Perfect, guys, so we are now in the Telegram spoofer, and I will show you with this picture of Lana Rhoades as an example how the spoofer actually works. And yeah, first of all, the link to the spoofer is in the description. This is actually my own one. It is the cheapest one on the market right now, and it's also one of the best working Telegram spoofers which is out there. So make sure to check it out. Obviously, there's also other options. If you're looking for something else, make sure to check it out too. But yeah, as I said, this is right now the cheapest. You can also add one team member of your choice, for example, an employee, if you want to give this task to someone else. And yeah, I will show you how this works. We're first going to put in /start. And then as you can see, in this case I have God mode because this is my tool, whatever. And then we can choose here. We can choose image spoofer, video spoofer here. We can add the team member here. We can redeem our license, which we are getting from WAP. We have the advanced settings where we can turn on mirror effect or off. This is something which is obviously interesting for you. If you're spoofing the videos before you're putting on the text, for example, this can be something which could be interesting to you. Then you have your account where you see your settings, and then you have help and support, just in general those informations. But let's get into the spoofer now. First of all, we can choose how many variants we're looking for. Let's say we want to spoof this picture 30 times. I think this is a good amount. Then we have the option which says like how much spoofing do we actually want here. This, for example, strong is very hard. Maybe there's a scenario which makes sense for you in regards to that for using, but for me, for example, right now it does not really make that much sense. For Reddit, I recommend this one here, as also said, recommended, and this is the one we're going to choose now. We're going to choose medium. And yeah, what we're going to do now is we will upload our picture. I have the Lana Rhoades thing here, and I will just drag and drop it in here. And as you can see now, it's getting uploaded, the picture. He says starting variants, and then he has the process bar here of everything. It's also the only tool which has that on Telegram, by the way. So you can see how long it actually will take until it's finished. We can see, okay, he's working on the variants. He's sending us the variants now. And we have all the pictures in here now. And yeah, how here we have a zip to all download all of the pictures together. And yeah, we're gonna check those out now, and I will show you what the differences are. Of course, this picture doesn't have the best quality anyways, but the quality stays the same. I make sure that this is always the case. First of all, we have this picture here, but we can see this one. It is different from the colors. Like this is brighter, this is a bit more darker, but both of those would be pictures which would be perfectly to use on Reddit. On the other side, the picture also got mirrored. So these are two completely unique content pieces. And if we are looking, for example, in the corners, we can also sometimes notice some differences, that it's like cut a little bit different, and that there's like more space on, for example, this picture or whatever. And you will notice all of those pictures, they are different. Like you can see this one is brighter again, this one is more dark, and every time you will go in here, it will be a complete new content piece. my personal recommendation, also in case you are looking for a spoofer for Reddit, just to decrease, because what I'm always teaching is decrease the risk to the lowest amount possible. And this would be also in this case that you should not, in my opinion, reuse those content pics too much. What I want you to do and what I recommend you to do is, for example, you're running 5 accounts per model, and what I would do then is I would spoof each pic I'm posting on Reddit 5 times. So I have, or 4 times. So I have the original one and I have the 4 spoof versions. Maybe there's one in the first, like, which you don't like because it's too bright, and you're just gonna spoof a few times more in order to have the options. And yeah, when you have those 5 versions, what I do then, for example, if you have account 1, I would post on account 1 spoofed or the original picture. On account 2, I would spoof then 1A. So 1A is first spoof picture and then the first version of it, so A1. And then on account 3, we're gonna post 2A, so the second picture of version A. Then account 4, we're gonna post 4A, and so on. If we are spoofing obviously more pics, like let's say we spoof 100 pictures, then we can also post here on this account 1B, 2B, and then here, for example, 3B, and here obviously still the original. This causes that the Reddit filters will either way not be able to detect this. Like, I've tried this a lot out, like there's no way they are able to detect it if you are going this exact same way. What I also have is I obviously don't try to post them at the exact same day in order to keep the filters as low as possible. But those are like things which I recommend you, because it is not openly visible how the filters are working. So you should try and figure out what is actually the best for me to do in order to get less detected, also to decrease the chances of your accounts getting banned in general. And this is why, for example, if I have 1A, I would post this here on this account, for example, on Monday, this one maybe on Tuesday, and this one, for example, on Wednesday. And this is also decreasing my risk in general. Obviously, this needs a little bit of like preparation, of a good scheduling process and like a good training for the VA who is doing that. But if you're able to do this, this is basically the way for you how to easily multiply your content as often as you want to, and to get as much unique content pieces as you are looking for. For example, in this scenario, actually, for me, those are kind of similar. And if I'm seeing it like that, I would not recommend to reuse them. As I said before, if we're starting to repurpose content, a lot of times it can happen that the content gets a little bit similar. But yeah, you can see, especially here in the beginning, the differences are very, very visible, but they're not destroying the pictures. And this is what makes this spoofer so amazing. And this is how you're able to multiply your content as often as you want for any social media platform. This is gonna, I think, solve a lot of problems for a lot of people when it comes to working on Reddit, Instagram, or just in general scaling your OFM business if your model should be lazy. And yeah, guys, this is it with this video. This tool is obviously the first link in the video description. If there should be any questions in regards to it, feel free to either text me on Telegram. I will also put my Telegram link into the description. And besides that, yeah, have a nice day, guys, and bye-bye.